And away we go.
Right, so, okay. So, what's in the news today?
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney announces election for April 28th.
Huh, okay, that should be interesting. Is there any more in the story?
Yes, the widely anticipated decision on Sunday kicks off an election race less than 2 weeks after Carney took up his post, succeeding Justin Trudeau at a time of soaring tensions with the United States.
Soaring tensions with the United States.
Yep,
So, I wonder what those soaring tensions were specifically.
yes, I do wonder.
Yeah, so, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, firstly, about time, and secondly, whatever happens, well, it really doesn't matter all that much because I've seen on social media that people that usually vote Liberals say they'll vote for Pierre Poilievre, and people who traditionally vote for Canadian Conservatives say they'll vote for Mark Carney. So it's a case of how the turns table kind of moment.
Okay, well, I mean, I suppose that does make sense. And, yeah, like, whatever does happen, happen. I mean, is it really going to affect us in a way?
Not much.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit, but not too much. Huh. I think I saw something. Didn't Trump endorse someone who was liberal?
Yes, I did talk about this quite recently. Donald Trump did an interview. He says he does endorse Mark Carney. When I first heard about it, I was kind of shocked. Like, why would he give support to someone that has completely different ideas or beliefs to him? But looking more into that interview, it makes sense because in the words of roughly in the words of Donald Trump, he says that Canadian liberals are like very easy to control, manipulate, and makes it much more easy and more likely for the United States to make most of Canada the 51st state.
Well, I mean, you can't really hate him for saying that. He's just playing the game as it is. And
Yes, just playing the game.
what he's saying is true. Then yes, it would be very easy to take them over and make them the 51st state. So I mean, hey, I mean, if they do get elected, all those liberals can do is just they have to prove Trump wrong at that point. Because I don't know, Trump is just he's just saying, oh yeah, no, it'll be easy. I want them to win, so it can be an easy thing to do. Take over to make Canada the 51st state, do all this and that. And yeah, I mean, yeah, they would have to prove him wrong at that point then. Because I'm not going to allow another man to say that it would be easy to conquer me. That sounded so weird. But yeah, it's like, yeah, but like anyways, it's like, yeah, it's like I wouldn't let another person say that it's easy to like, kind of take over my country. Okay, yeah, that's that. Take over my country. So it's like, whatever happens, they have to pretty much prove him wrong. And then, hey, we're a challenge to this. So, what's the next story?
Greenlanders embrace pre-Christian Inuit traditions as a way to proudly reclaim ancestral roots.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
in
ancestral.
recent years, Greenlanders like her have been embracing pre-Christian Inuit traditions, including drum dancing and Inuit tattoos. For some reason, it's a way to proudly reclaim their ancestral roots. It's also a way to reject the legacy of European Christian missionaries who colonized Greenland in the 18th century and suppressed their traditions, labeling them as pagan.
Hmm. Labeling them as pagan is it because of the tattoos and because of the tradition parts they're mixing it with Christian values?
Yeah, but also the fact that most of their traditions are widely unique from those in Europe.
Okay. And they become like from paganism.
Well, they say it's pagan, but this has been going on for a couple of decades or even centuries.
I
So who knows
mean,
how long it's been going on, but
to
yeah.
be honest with you, I mean, it doesn't really matter how long it's been going on. I mean, it is pagan. It's pagan. I mean, I would probably need to like, actually look at the story myself to see it. to determine whether it's actually pagan or not. So like I don't know. Like, if you're mixing something in with like with no and you're trying to mix it with Christian values, it's not really Christian, it's pagan. So like I would have to read up more on the story. And yeah, it's like once again, it's like just because it's been going on for decades does not mean that it's not pagan. I mean, yeah, sure, I mean if it's a tradition,
Yeah,
that's
there
yeah,
could, yeah, there's also different, there could be varieties that could be different from just the broader sense of Christianity in general. So yeah, you're right. There's a lot more to the story than just beyond the headlines, and yeah, who knows? Until we look into it more, all we can say is, hmm, interesting.
yeah, like I agree. Yeah, I agree. Like it's definitely something to look into for the most part. It's definitely an interesting case, but what can you really do? I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, it's like, but whatever is pagan, and whatever is not is not. You just really need to, you just really need to examine. Actually, no. What you really need to do is do the research on what they're doing and like deter actually yeah because like everything stems from like research and all that stuff. So therefore, yeah, you shouldn't determine if it's pagan yourself. You should do research to determine if it's pagan from based on like the research you get from it. And if it is pagan, then yeah, you gotta pretty much call it out as it is pagan. So
Exactly.
you know, so I mean, it's just all about research. Whether if they believe it's pagan or not. If it's pagan, it's pagan. So I mean. So all you can do is really wish them the best of luck in the future endeavors. And if they are doing pagan rituals and pagan stuff, then like hope they stop doing that pagan stuff and embrace Christianity more than that pagan stuff. But you know, um, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Yes, exactly. But what else in the news?
Georgia cracks down on pro-EU protests with crippling fines.
What happened?
Thousands of Georgians are protesting against the government after it delayed EU membership talks until 2028, which was announced by Prime Minister Irakli Kobakizide on November 28th.
Alright, sir, no disrespect for people who protest, but this protest they're probably gonna be upset for about what a day, a week, and then they're gonna get over it. I mean, it's like, protest. I'll be honest. I remember back in the day when protests used to happen. Now anyone can organize a protest.
Yeah, very
It
true.
means, it means absolutely nothing. I mean, it used to be something that showed strength, that represented strength and obviously confidence and boldness, and to an extent, depending on who's doing it, uh, heroicness. But I don't know. It's like protests are just kind of, they're not really as good as I don't know. People just. I'm not saying that this is nonsense, but I'm saying like it's nonsense if nothing is going to be done. I mean, like I mean, I know we have a. I know like I know like Risk has like a certain view on this guy, but like even Martin Luther King, even if whether he was controlled opposition or not, like something happened from what he did. You know, something happened from what he did, and like also like just other just historical figures as well. Like whether they organize like protests or anything like that, something changed from what they did. I mean, like people just do it to do it, and it's like nothing changes. It's like you don't really take the appropriate action that you need to in order to change something. You just do it. It's just something you do. I mean, it's not any better that you're going out in public because a change is not happening. I mean, it's one thing if you were just complaining about it online. That's worse actually because you're doing it from the comfort of your own home. You're gonna be mad about it for like what a week or about a day, then you're gonna get over it. Then you're gonna say you're pretty much going to like get dopamine off of like the likes you get. But like I mean, if you do it in the actual world, that's a step up. But ultimately speaking, you have to keep at it. You have to take whatever legal actions you can take in order to get something to change. But we all know the government is never going to change, no matter how much legal action you do. But it's very just, it's not depressing, it's just kind of sad. I mean, protest used to mean something. Protest used to have more soul, more grit. But now anyone can just do it. It used to be something important. I mean, they're important still, but they meant something back in the day.
Yeah, and they made quite the impact that everyone talks about in history classes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a lot of people in history that, whether if you agree or disagree with, they did protest and something happened. Something happened from those protests. Whether if it took years or decades, people worked hard on it and until a change happened. So, you know, you gotta work on it until a change happens, or you gotta go to court, you gotta do all this stuff until a change happens. Maybe because of social media, you'll gain some influence and you'll be able to make money off of that. But, even still. But I do honestly wonder one thing. For people who quote unquote care about certain things, I wonder if they do they actually care about it, or do they just use it as content to make money off of it?
Well, I think most protests, they would try and take advantage of the publicity of the protest itself as the way to gain recognition. But there are always going to be a small amount of people in that protest that do care about the issues and ways to resolve these issues. But those people are being overshadowed by those who only are part of the protest because they see it as some kind of trend. It's by being a part of something like that protest, you're a part of a group and you're getting attention for that because you're affiliating yourself with that group of people.
That's true. All right. I guess when you put it that way, it makes sense. But yeah. What else is in the news?
At least 6 police personnel were killed in Kenya, while 4 were injured in an attack on a police camp by suspected Islamist militants in Garissa County in the country's east on the border with Somalia, police said.
Gotcha. What are your thoughts on that?
The reason why we hear about what was going on with Syria or Iraq or what was going on in Afghanistan is because big Western nations, their militaries, were stationed in those nations and were siding with whatever side that those Western nations believe aligns with their values and see they can get the most benefit out of.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right with one thing. The story is definitely not talked about enough. Yeah, like you're absolutely right though. It's like the story is not really talked about enough, and it just it's kind of sad. I mean, like people in Kenya got killed, but that's not the news. So I mean, only certain stuff is in the news, even just simply Donald Trump. But it's unfortunate, but hopefully their souls are resting in peace. So that's all I really gotta say about that.
Me too.
Is there anything else in the news?
Let's see. Irish influencer's terrifying experience as man follows her to hotel room.
Say it one more time.
Irish influencer's terrifying experience as man follows her to hotel room.
Oh, okay. Is there anything more on the story?
Yes, Chloe Coyce, quote unquote, wasn't sure if he was going to strangle me, end quote, after a man took belt off. I know there's
No.
more to it, but that's the brief description.
Okay, gotcha. So, what I have to say about that is like pretty much, yeah, you should definitely. I don't know why this is still a problem in 2025. Well, actually, no, I do know. I mean, like, there are people. Actually, no, yeah, I do know. Internet people get obsessed about TikTokers, like people who they deem as celebrities or goddesses or godlike blasphemy. But yeah, the people who they deem as that, and for the most part, it's like they love them so much. They they're such a huge fan of them that they want to follow them, and they want to just kind of breathe the same air as them, and it's kind of sad. It's extremely sad actually. But you know, obviously, those people should not. I would say they need to be rehabilitated. Those people need to find something better to obsess about. Actually, no, they shouldn't obsess about anything, really. Why are you obsessing about anything or anybody in this life? Why? Who cares? It's not like you're gonna die with them. It's not like you're going to marry that person. I mean, shoot. Even if your favorite celebrity knew you existed, they would just ignore you because, well, you're not important. I
Yeah,
mean, hey, that's life, though.
yeah. Just gotta do
No,
what you gotta do.
I'm not gonna lie. I personally never. I kind of get it. I kind of get it, but it's like to the point where like you want to follow someone. I never really got why people obsess over other people, like whether they're celebrities or whether they're their girlfriend or boyfriend or just I don't know. I never really got that. I feel like I feel like that's the type of person that like truly wants needs a form of guidance in their life, whether it's a higher power, whether it's like a mentor of some sort. But yeah, it's like for the most part, it's unfortunate, but
Indeed.
you know. Yeah, I mean, because like those are the type of people that can't. I don't know. I really just don't know how to explain it, but like those are just the type of people that truly do need something or someone in their lives to. They need something to follow. They need something to follow or an ideology to follow. Like for instance, the Swifties with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is pretty much their god, their goddess. So it's like, that's their religion. Following Taylor Swift, obsessing over Taylor Swift, feeding it to Taylor Swift. I'm pretty sure there are male Swifties out there. That sounds honestly. I'm not gonna lie. If you're a dude and you're a Swiftie, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. I wouldn't even be proud to carry that name, to carry that that title. Male Swifty sounds gay, but that it's not even that. It just sounds weird. I don't know, Swifty, a male Swifty it just sounds weird. But hey, it is
It's so unheard of.
it really is. I mean, women, I kind of get because it's like I don't know, it's like women it's like there's women's rights that I kind of understand why a woman would be a Swifty. But a man, it doesn't even actually no. It doesn't. It's not even that that it sounds gay. It's just weird. I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like because I'm pretty sure it's a community. I'm pretty sure the Swifties are a community where they hate all men, even though half of them have probably never been with a man or gotten with a man. They just hate men because their goddess their goddess has been in so many relationships that haven't gone good. They're saying, oh yeah, screw men, they're nothing special. They probably say much worse than what I'm saying now, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I get the idea.
Yeah, they're probably. I'm pretty sure some of them are skinny and somewhat attractive, but I'm pretty sure another portion of them is just bad. How to say bad. Actually, no. If a dude is a Swiftie, he probably is gay. Probably. I'm not even trying to say that as an insult. I'm literally saying like they probably are gay because they probably are gay.
It could be possible.
Yeah, it could be possible. It sounds like I'm trying to insult them, but I'm really not. Like it literally could be their literally could be their they could be a homosexual. Wow, they could literally be that. So it's like I don't know. It's like or I don't know. They could be just a very feminine, sensitive, straight man who has female friends in hopes that someday that female friend will look for them for comfort and he can make his move. The acquaintance I would be. I don't. I feel no. Some guys can do it. Some guys can do it. I just can't do it. I don't know. I just can't do it. I think like one of the signs would be like would form an attraction, and it would mainly be the man side.
We're talking about an Irish influencer being followed back to a hotel room by a man, and there was concern like, are women even safe in the Western world anymore?
Probably not. I mean, like
Yeah,
you
we know
got.
that. Yeah,
I mean, you got alpha males like myself, trying to make women feel. Nah, let me stop. But anyway, yeah, like like they're pretty much like the point is like those types of men are messing it up for the actual men that want to keep women safe, or the actual men who treat women right. They're messing it up for all of us here, and that's not good. I mean, like are women even safe in the Western world? The answer is, I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's a combination of porn, obviously instant gratification, you not having to approach women, so you just rely on your right hand. That's a contribution of it, and yeah, it just makes you to something that you don't even realize that you are. So it's unfortunate, but that's the truth. I mean,
it is the truth.
yeah,
Sadly,
it is. And for the most part, I just hope that Irish influencer is safe, and hope that he got a restraining order on that guy. Keeps following her. If that guy keeps following her, I hope he gets some fall sometime in prison because, well, first off, look, get it, the beautiful woman, but like, bro, come on, man.
there are
You can't,
boundaries.
there are boundaries, and man, like, look, a beautiful woman's not worth to a to a hotel. Come on, come on, really?
Like,
Like,
what are even the odds you two would even click to begin with?
yeah, that's true. I mean, does it show what the guy looks like? I mean, like, no, right?
Something about
The article that you read, does it show what the guy looks like?
don't think it shows any footage or pictures of the guy. The
Oh,
only pictures is just the Irish influencer.
is he attractive?
Yeah, she's good looking.
Okay, cool. Anyway, anyways, yeah, it's like, for the most part, yeah. I mean, eh, you know, obsessing over a beautiful girl like that is not good. Come on. Get a grip. I don't know, man. Better yourself. Get a girl who's in your league. Because, well, I mean, just influence-wise and just life-wise, he's out of your league. Probably,
There are shinier fishes in the sea.
yeah, shinier fishes who aren't famous. So, get
Yeah,
with another,
very true.
get with a girl that you know is in your league. But, what else in the news?
So I'm just finding a next article. Your
Okay.
verdict on COVID lockdowns and the pandemic, 5 years on.
Are we still talking about that?
Well, as of this recording, this is like a 5 year anniversary since most of the world announced that COVID is a pandemic, and most of the nations around the world have told all of its people to stay at home until, well, the dust settles, and, well, it went a little longer than most people thought it would have gone. And
Oh.
but at least we can go outside now and do what we want to do.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's really been 5 years, huh? Since that whole thing, huh? Man, that was pleasant. I mean,
Yeah,
the staying at home part was kind of pleasant, but I mean, not getting a haircut, not being able to do much. I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest. I spend most of my money on McDonald's. Sad.
dang, that's sad.
I actually gained some weight. I'll be honest. I actually gained weight off of that. I didn't get obese, but I definitely ate way too many McDonald's because like the Chinese restaurant was closed. So it's like I just said what was the next best thing, and I said McDonald's. Man, that was terrible. I mean, the McDonald's was good, but it was a terrible time. I mean, like I mean, me getting the McDonald's in general was terrible too. I'm not getting. If there's, God forbid, there's another pandemic, because if there is, I'm not getting McDonald's almost every single day. That was awful. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
it may not be a good time to say that because we've talked about this many, many times that this is the year. Round two, ding ding.
All right. I wonder when it's gonna take off though. Round
Well,
two.
well, round two could be anything. It could be the viruses that currently exist, or maybe something new that we won't hear about uh, until, well, news stories cover it, and in the next week or two, since that announcement, it gets haywire and out of control, and we actually do have to stay at home for a couple of weeks,
Couple weeks. More like a couple months to
couple
a year.
months.
A year, but whatever. It's cool. It's cool. Whatever. Anyways, but yeah, like for the most part, yeah. I mean, I will say this. Not. I am. I am hoping that there is another pandemic, but
Yep,
we all know that.
bugger,
And,
bugger in, bugger out.
yeah, we all know that's not how it works. So there is probably going to be a. So so we have to prepare ourselves,
Prepare
and
when the time comes.
yeah, in any way, shape, or form, if any means by any means necessary. So it's unfortunate, but that's how life is. Unfortunate.
So unfortunate.
Yeah. So what else is in the news?
Fire breaks out at Disney's Epcot theme park, promoting evacuation. What, prompting evacuation?
Oh man, the Disney adults were probably pissed off at that.
They were.
I'll be honest. It's unfortunate. I hope the people are safe. But not gonna lie, John May, have you ever seen a Disney adult? Because I'm not gonna lie, I heard about that a month ago. Well, I found out about that a month ago, that it was an actual thing from my friend.
That has not come to my mind at all.
Well, yeah, pretty much a Disney adult is pretty much a person who is an adult and loves Disney so much that they go to Disney by themselves with no friends. Well, probably with friends, but with no kids, just them in their Disney pajamas and Disney attire of any sort, and probably pretend to be a princess for a day, because that's probably their escape from real life. But in some way, shape, or form, I don't blame them, but at the same time, there are way better escapes from life than this.
Indeed.
And it's not drug related either, or alcohol related. Because I'm not gonna lie, that could also prompt pedophiles as well. Being a Disney adult, being there with a bunch of kids, but not alone. Calling yourself a Disney adult when there's a bunch of kids there, that alone sounds good. Yeah, for the most part, kind of sad. Like, what? As long as no kids are getting hurt, I'm not going to necessarily say anything too bad about Disney adults. It's kind of sad though. I get, you want to go back to a simpler time when, things were simple, and Disney was part of that time. However, don't cling on to something that should be a distant, fond memory, especially if you're an adult and this specific fond memory is for kids. I mean, it's one thing if you watch a Disney movie every now and then, fine, but going to Disney World often on your free time, just to ride the teacup ride, it's kind of,
Yeah.
but hey, to all, to like, and once again, as long as no kids are getting hurt or violated, yeah, to all each his own. It's just kind of sad. But what else in the news?
New York City will eventually have to abandon part of its water supply if it keeps getting saltier.
Wait, say that one more time.
New York City will eventually have to abandon part of its water supply if it keeps getting saltier.
Huh? I didn't really know that. Is there anything more on the story?
Yes, the salt levels in New York City's reservoirs which provides 10% of its drinking water, are increasing due to decades of road salt use.
Road salt?
Yep, road
So
salt.
even you mean the salt that makes the snow melt?
Yep,
Huh? I didn't know that.
neither
I
did
really
I.
didn't know. Huh? Well, I really have nothing else to say, but New York, fix it. I'm from New York, so fix it, New York.
Come on, New York, do something.
It used to be great back in the day, and I wasn't even born.
Yeah,
And now look at you, a shell of your former self.
that's what I was gonna say.
It's sad. I mean, you know, I'm not even just saying. I'm not gonna say because it's a blue state, New York is sad. No, that's what a Republican. I'll leave that job to the Republicans. I don't know. It's just kind of sad. I mean, New York is still cool. If and I say cool,
Mostly.
yeah, mostly. And I say coolish because I'm from New York, so it's kind of whatever to me. But for tourists, it's still cool. It's still cool to some people.
Yes, same can be said where I'm from. Same can be said with where I'm from.
Exactly. So, but New York needs to fix. There's a lot of things.
Oh yes.
There's a lot of things New York needs to ban, but that's a whole different thing. So, but what else in the news?
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez set summer wedding in Venice after nearly 2-year engagement.
A 2-year engagement. I'll be honest. Why do people remain engaged? Actually, I probably know the answer to that. I'm gonna ask it anyways. Why do people remain engaged for a long time?
Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and fiancée Lauren Sanchez are set to tie the knot in Venice, Italy, this summer, nearly 2 years after their engagement in May 2023. Mr. Bezos, 61, and Miss Sanchez, 55, ended their previous marriages in 2019 and 2023, respectively. According to page 6, the couple has officially started sending out wedding invitations to their guests, although the exact wedding date remains a secret. Sources suggest it will happen sometime this summer, possibly in June.
Okay, well, I mean, congratulations. May they have the rest of their lives together. And not gonna lie, I do not respectfully. I don't know them. I know Jeff Bezos. I don't pay attention to what he does. What does he do again? Does he
Well, he was the guy that created Amazon.
science? I don't know why. Dang, we talked about this too. That's the sad part. We talked about this too. I
Yeah,
forgot that the guy who created Amazon. I don't know why I mistaken for that.
it
Sounds like an
happens.
yeah, but I can't say that I care about the guy. Not because I hate them. It's just I don't know. I don't take. But hey, congratulations. May their wedding, may their marriage last, and may they not get a divorce at all in any way, shape, or form of their lives because they're both in their 60s, correct?
61, 55.
Oh, 55. Well, they're both pretty old. So, yeah, I would say like there's really no. I mean, Bezos will probably be fine. I mean, but other ladies, yeah, that could definitely last. Yeah, I don't think there's any way that you know you're gonna get married to anyone unless they're close to the same age. But yeah, I hope they last long, and I hope they don't get divorced. And yeah, congratulations.
Indeed.
But is there anything else in the news?
The Searchers will retire after nearly 70 years, concluding their career at the Glastonbury Festival on 27th, 2025.
Oh wow, huh? Interesting. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, 70 years. I never thought there would be a band that would have had their careers lasted that long.
Yeah, same here. Is there anything else in the news?
Yes, there is. Just gotta find the right one. Or at least 8 right. Australian tourists killed and 2 injured as snorkeling boat capsizes off Indonesia's Bali island.
Say it again.
Australian tourists killed and 2 injured as snorkeling boat capsizes off Indonesia's Bali island.
Interesting. Huh. Uh, What do you think?
Well, it's quite unfortunate because I never think snorkeling would be that dangerous. I've hearing about it, but here we are. It's it's there's always risks and challenges to doing any underwater activity.
Yeah, like, I 100% agree. I mean, like, and it always don't go as planned, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I
And it
just
was what it was.
exactly, and all you can do is wish. Is there anything else?
Yes, let's see. Philippines. Foreign hikers saved after days-long search.
Who say?
Four foreign hikers, including nationals from Germany, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Russia, were rescued in the Philippines after being lost for days while hiking in Mount Talinus.
Huh. Okay. Well,
Talinus.
that's great to hear. I mean, like, 4 people found, like, after, like, days and days of them being lost in the mountains. I mean, that's great to hear.
Yes, finally.
Yeah, but there's really not much to say. I mean, it's just great news. Like, people were found after days.
Yeah,
But yeah. What else is there?
just got a football game going on, and it's looking pretty good.
Okay.
And I won 8-0. I was going for 10-0, but it's good enough. Where do you think technology will go 10 years from now?
Where do I think technology will go 10 years? Well, I'll be honest. I feel like most of it will just be the same. For the most, there'll be minor changes, but I don't know. Based on what we have now, like, do you really think that things are gonna be different are they that different within 10 years? I don't know. I just feel like they aren't. I feel like there could be a difference, but I do feel like there's a holding back a bit. I mean, there's going to be probably something that supersedes AI within 10 years. I will give them that. Probably, but who knows? That might not even come to pass either. So I think technology is either going to be in the same place that it is with some minor changes, maybe some new emojis on our phone, or
Yeah?
like, who knows? Maybe they'll give us our front button back on our iPhone.
No, that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said maybe.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
or I don't know. Maybe they'll make, like, a whole see-through phone. They'll make a whole see-through phone, and, like, you can pretty much, like, see uh, the app from the app, or, like, the videos you're watching, like, pretty much, like, it's a concept from this show called I believe Henry Danger, where it's like, the phones were pretty much see-through, like, you could see the apps, you could see what they were doing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, what videos you were watching. Maybe the phones will go that route. Maybe, like, iPad will go that route too. It's like you'll probably be able to see through that. But you know, who knows what's going to happen in 10 years? What do you believe is going to happen in 10 years with technology?
Well, of course, there won't be much changes right now as to what would be in 10 years, but I do think what the current technology we have now, they will get slightly more advanced, perform slightly more efficiently, and of course, although not many people are talking about it, there's going to be a massive rise in AGI in the next 10 years because somehow AGI is, you may think it, although it is AI, remember, artificial intelligence is different to artificial general intelligence.
How so?
So, from my brief understanding, artificial general intelligence takes like broader concepts of topics, subjects, and issues and reverse engineers them and applies it to different contexts of completely different topics, subjects, and issues.
Interesting.
And by understanding how to reverse engineer how technology thinks and executes itself, then why can't the same be said for how we approach things? If that's if that's how AGI is going to go, and I think it will most likely, but gotta give it a few years. If us humans can do the same thing, then we're good to go. Next few years, in terms of technology and other advancements, it's going to be smooth sailing, mostly.
That's all you can really hope for is smooth sailing. But, there's always going to be problems and something.
Indeed.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, all we can really do is hope for smooth sailing. Yeah, should we take on to the news?
Trying to look for another article, but my phone is acting up today for some reason.
Okay.
There we go. It's back.
Protesting against Mexico. Is it people in the United States or is it people in Israel?
Since Israeli Prime Minister Ben Benjamin Netanyahu's attempt to fire security chief Ronen Bar, despite a court ruling against the move, regular protests against the Israeli leader are growing, quote unquote, and they are being joined by major forces in Israeli society, end quote, says France 24 correspondent Noga Tarnopolsky.
So it's happening in Israel? The protest?
Yes, yes,
Okay, I'll flip to say, because I would have been confused on why people were protesting here. It's like, why would you care? It's not your country. So why would, like, why would it, how and why would that affect us? I was about to say, if it's people from our country protesting. And if they want to, they can. I just wouldn't get it. I just wouldn't get the point.
so true.
But yeah, Netanyahu, what exactly is his story?
His story,
Yes,
in terms of,
we exactly know where he came, know where he popped, like how he popped up, like how did he become such a well-known figure? What is he known for?
well, this isn't the first time Netanyahu has been Israeli Prime Minister. I think he was Prime Minister of Israel a couple decades earlier. That's why I actually knew about him before he even newly became Prime Minister of Israel a year or two ago, especially when October 7th happened.
Oh, so how old is the guy? 70, 80?
I'm thinking 60s, 70s.
Okay, so pretty old.
True, yes. Oh yeah, so he was Prime Minister of Israel from 1996 to 1999, and from 2009 until 2021, and he was leader of opposition from 2021 to 2022, and since December 29th, 2022, he is now currently in his current term as Israeli Prime Minister.
So pretty much there's no like limit, like you just pick and choose when you want to be prime minister.
Well, I think it kind of works like in the UK, like whenever there's a general election, you have to vote for a representative within your local area, and then if that candidate gets the most votes within that local area, they get a seat. But of course, how Israel's electoral system works is nothing, or at least mostly different to how the UK works. The UK uses first past the post, so in order for a leader of a party in the UK to be in government, they have to get all of their candidates in each constituency or local area to have the highest vote share amongst voters within that local area. And if one of them is achieved, that gets one seat for that party. Most seats gained for that party across all of the UK, that party will lead the current government of the United Kingdom.
Hmm, interesting. Okay. So pretty much they have similar ways of picking the prime minister.
Maybe similar, maybe different in Israel as to the UK, but Netanyahu has been in politics for quite a long time, so he knows the ropes. He knows what he's in for and what he has to do as the Prime Minister of Israel.
People hate him so much. Why did they pick
Honestly, I ask myself the same thing.
him?
Like, he's been as a politician since the 90s. Like, he's been in politics as long as Nigel Farage, roughly.
It's still don't get it, though. People hate him so much. Why did you put him in office?
Well, why don't you ask the people of Israel? They're the ones who vote for him.
Yeah,
You should ask them why they like Benjamin Netanyahu to begin with.
yeah. I mean, do they hate him or do they like the guy? I mean, 'cause I know people in the United States don't like him, mainly
Yeah.
because he's involved in the country, but they don't like him. But yeah, I would ask the people of Israel, but that's none of my concern. They put him in office. I mean, it is technically if it has something to do with my country, but other than that, it's none of my concern. But yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Gwyneth Paltrow accused of mocking Meghan Markle with pajama breakfast video.
Okay, say that one more time.
Gwyneth Paltrow accused of mocking Meghan Markle with pajama breakfast video.
Oh, interesting. Is there anything more on that?
Yes, a video posted by Gwyneth Paltrow has sparked speculation on social media that the actress and businesswoman was mocking Meghan Markle's new Netflix series. The clip shows Gwyneth cooking breakfast in her pajamas and what some believe to be an intentional parody of Meghan's Netflix cooking show, With Love, Meghan.
Hmm, interesting. I mean, I will say this: a lot of people are bound to mock. A lot of people are bound to like not like certain things, and people have the freedom of speech to not like and mock whatever they want. So, what are you really gonna do about it? I mean, is she upset about it?
There hasn't been much said from Meghan Markle about this yet.
Eh, either way. Well, either way, she's probably annoying to people. I mean, a lot of people are pissed off about a lot of things nowadays, and this is just one of them.
Yeah,
But what else can you really do about
just go on about your life.
it? Not gonna lie, those are the people who are paying for Netflix, so there's not really much that's good on Netflix, but I'll be honest, I'm not even gonna trash Netflix. I'm just gonna say there's not much that's good on Netflix right now. I'm pretty sure there's something. There has to be something. There has to be.
So true.
But until I find that thing that is good on Netflix, I'm not going to trash them, but I'm also not going to praise them either. There were some shows on Netflix that I watched, but those shows ended a long time ago.
It sure did.
Yeah, but is there anything else?
Iraqis find Ramadan joy in centuries-old ring game.
Who finds Ramadan what?
Ramadan joy in centuries-old ring game.
Okay, is there more on this story?
Yes, there is. A centuries-old game called Mahabis is played in Baghdad during Ramadan, bringing joy to Iraqis with its rich heritage. According to Adil al-Adwardawi, Mahabis, I'm not sure how it's spelled, but there you go, first appeared in the 16th century during the Ottoman era in Baghdad.
So let me get this straight. There is a very old game that was played in the 16th century
Yeah,
for Ramadan.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I really don't have an opinion about that. I'm pretty sure Ramadan is this month, according to most Muslims. Actually, no, according to all Muslims, I think Ramadan is actually this month, and I don't really care for it. I mean, fasting is fasting is cool. I'm just not a fan of them announcing that they're fasting because it should be between them and their God and their or Allah, which is technically, I guess, God in Arabic. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, like yeah, technically, like, I just at least that's what I'm taught. At least that's what I'm taught. I mean, like, you shouldn't tell people when you're fasting. No, you should let them know when you're fasting. It should be between you and your Lord, you and the Lord. Yeah, yeah. But so I really, I mean, if that game distracts them from their hunger until sundown, because I believe that's also when they eat and when they break their fast.
yes.
Then cool. But I really have no real opinion on that. But yeah, for the most part, is there anything else in the news?
Lyft partners with May Mobility to bring robotaxis to Atlanta.
Interesting. Is there anything more on it?
Lyft has partnered with May Mobility to introduce autonomous vehicles in Atlanta. The rollout will begin this summer, with plans to expand it to Dallas at a later point.
Okay, well that sounds interesting. That sounds like something that's exciting. I don't really hear about Lyft that often, but I mean that sounds like something big that's gonna happen between them and the other things. So I mean, I guess I could say I'm looking forward to seeing what happens between them and what comes to pass. So, hey, yeah, congratulations to Lyft, and
Yeah, same here. Like, what goes on, good for them, and prosperity, and so on.
yeah. So congratulations to Lyft, and I don't know, I use Lyft, so I mean, congratulations. And that's all I gotta say about that. So is there anything else in the news, or is that all?
Customers of California's largest utility face seventh rate hike since 2024.
Okay. Wait, they've been on a hike since 2024, you said?
Yes, and it's their seventh rate hike since then.
Oh, wow. Huh. Interesting. I mean, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Did they have enough food? Did they stop? Like, what happened?
Since 2024, the average annual residential energy cost for Pacific Gas and Electric customers have risen about $440 to more than $3,500 per year, double what it was in 2022.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to hear, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it could be worse actually. At least it's not 10,000 increase per year, because who on earth would be able to afford all that?
exactly. Who would, or wouldn't? But hey, the way, I mean, hey, it definitely could be worse. Could be much worse.
Yeah. Oh yes.
So, is there anything else?
Yes. Cannabis use linked to increased risk of heart attack. Cannabis used linked to increased risk of heart attack.
Wait, wait.
Yeah, according to a new study, cannabis users under 50 are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack and twice as likely to experience heart failure. The study followed 75 million participants from the United States, Canada, and India over 3 years.
From cannabis?
United States, Canada, and India.
Well, that's unfortunate. That's,
Yeah,
it's actually terrible. You said it was cannabis, right?
cannabis, yes.
Okay. And that's weed? I really don't know what cannabis is.
Well, it could be weed, but I don't know what weed is anymore because it's been a while since I've been there, done that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've heard of cannabis, but I don't really completely. I do. I mean, if it is weed, then I might sound dumb, but if it is weed, then yeah, weed. If it's not, then I have no idea. But yeah, it's like, for the most part, I will say, yeah. I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, I hope people will take the right repercussions. Oh, who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Some will. Some will see that article and say, okay, I'm gonna stop doing this, and other people will be like, I'm gonna keep doing this. I don't care if it kills. Most people don't care. I mean, especially if it's an addiction. Most people will not care. But it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, though.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. It's still extremely unfortunate. I hope people take the repercussions to like avoid that and to stop doing it entirely. But yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Judge dismisses $20 million lawsuit against Mariah Carey over hit holiday song.
Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey. She made that "All I Want for Christmas Is You" song.
Yep, that's the song.
Okay, and you said like she was getting sued or something, or was she?
A judge dismissed Andy Stone's $20 million lawsuit against Mariah Carey, claiming her 1994 song All I Want for Christmas Is You copied his 1989 track. Despite sharing a title, the songs were ruled musically distinct, and the court found no evidence to support Stone's claims.
So this man was trying to make money off of like this man was trying to sue off of like potential like copycat infringement, but if he failed.
Yes.
And, even after all these years, even after all this time of him suing, she was still making money off the song. Shoot, I'll be honest, her biggest paydays are Christmas too, because like people play that song all the time.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so like she must get some real royalty checks from that song.
Oh
So
yeah.
every Christmas,
Every Christmas.
hey, it's probably not as pop. His song is probably not as popular as that song, but I really don't know what to think about it. I mean, it's unfortunate, or good for her. Some people say good for her. Some people say it's unfortunate for him. I don't really know what to think about this because I do not. I don't know. I don't know who the guy is, and I don't even follow Mariah Carey's career. Definitely way before my time.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Is there anything else in the news?
That's us.
All right, peace.
Peace.